Oh,
Hello, how are you, Ida?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. So, how is your son or your daughter?
My daughter, yeah, yeah. Better. Mhm. We
Okay,
started,
that's
yeah,
it. It
antibiotic and she got better.
it
Mhm.
was a fever, or
Yes, it was
so.
fever the whole night that before, the
Wow,
class. So I
sore
didn't
throat.
really sleep. So throat, flu,
Okay,
everything.
okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit scary. I know. Yeah, my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is she able to take 100 plus? So it's common in Malaysia that when I
Uh-huh.
mean when my daughter and son got sick, sometimes the
Uh-huh.
doctor recommend that we give 100 plus. 100 plus is not a
Yeah.
medicine. You know 100 plus, right?
Yes, yeah, I know.
So
But
it's
she's
not.
1 year old.
Oh,
She doesn't
that's
really
too
take.
too
Yeah,
young. Okay.
too young, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, Ida, let me try to give you some
Mm-hmm.
basics. So we will skip if you tell me that he knows that, but I believe because you don't have any background in
Mm-hmm.
computer, so maybe you don't really know that basics. So let me go through it very fast. So
Mm-hmm.
we know that the internet is it is a network of networks. You are aware of that, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this connection of network together make for us the internet. I will not go through the history. This is not very important, but we will talk about there is certain rules that govern how the
Mm-hmm.
information is transferred through the internet. So we use some protocol that is called TCP/IP. Did you hear about it before?
Not really. No.
Okay, so um,
Mm-hmm.
everything that is being sent across the internet or across even internal networks, they use
Hello?
protocols. Yes, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Wow, that's a bit strange. Hello, yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Aida, can you hear
And
me?
yeah,
Can you hear
now
me?
can. Yes,
Wow.
can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm. So Aida, I would like to confirm that with you,
Uh-huh.
but maybe in a later stage. So because I rarely face this issue of disconnection, so I am
Oh.
sure that my side might be a bit stable because I have other students also, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe we need to check your the speed. So I will give you a link that you are able to enter, and then they will
Okay.
measure the speed of your internet. But
Okay.
let me do that on a later stage. Remind me, please, before the end of the class. Okay?
Sure. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
because maybe I'm in a room where is the coverage is not that good. Maybe because
Okay.
of this. Mm-hmm. Too
Okay.
far from the.
From the router, you mean?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, okay, Aida. So,
So
what
sorry.
I'm, it's okay. It's okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. So, as we said, that we are not able to communicate between different computers unless we really have standards and certain fixed rules that everybody obeys that rules. So, what I want to say is that TCP/IP will occur or will come up to us every time we want to talk through the internet or even inside an internal network. So even if the network is not connected to the internet,
Mm-hmm.
you will see that it's also using TCP/IP. There is a lot of details and there is a lot of explanation that is behind how the TCP/IP works. But
Mm-hmm.
at the moment, I don't see any reason to discuss that with you. If the reason occurs later when we are discussing like JavaScript or certain details about
Mm-hmm.
how communication occurs, then we will discuss it. But
Sure.
yeah, certain times you really need to understand the topology of the TCP/IP and how it happens. But at the moment, I don't see a reason, so we will not go into deep details.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing is that we know that there is on the internet there is different computers. There is Apple, there is Linux, there is Windows, and
Mm-hmm.
all of them is still able to communicate. So that only can happen if we have a fixed rules that everybody obeys, which is TCP/IP rules. Okay. So we call this set of rules a protocol. Okay. Okay, that's good. And so the thing is that if you want to transfer big files or even big information or even small information, if a small set of information or even small files, you actually need to cut that big information into uh, fixed small size. I would say packets. Okay, so this is also part of the TCP/IP protocol. So when we have any files, we break it into small pieces, and they say that by testing, they know that these small pieces can actually be delivered faster through the internet. So there is a backbone for the internet. There is something called routers. You have a small size router at your home, am I right? That you use to internet. So the internet actually, there is something called backbone. Do you know what's the meaning backbone?
Not really, no.
Okay, so okay, let me say it this way. We have different states in Malaysia, and
Okay.
there is Kedah, there is Selangor, there is Johor, and all of them are connected by roads. So we can the roads are the backbone that is connecting different cities and different states in Malaysia. So we can say that the roads again is the backbone. So the one that is operating and handling and connecting all the computer together, it's also called backbone of the internet, but it is how to say it consists of big routers, not a small routers like we have in our home. Big size router that is able to handle billions of messages and information or data per second. Okay, so we are not interested in studying that, although students typically in the secondary years study this kind of information, but at the moment we don't see need to go into details. What I need to tell you that files typically is broken into small pieces and it is handled automatically for you. So when you send a file through the WhatsApp or through even the email, everything obeys the rules of TCP/IP. So they cut the files into small broken pieces. I'm sorry, not broken. They break it into small pieces, and then it is sent to the different routers. So you have to understand that so, okay, typically, if you are traveling from Kedah to Selangor or KL, so you follow. If you going up with your family, so maybe all of you go in one car and go through one road to KL. But if we try to simulate that in case of the TCP/IP, so small files or small pieces of the same file does not travel on the same road. So here is maybe KL, here is, for example, Kedah. So you all travel using the same road, but in TCP/IP, the files does not flow on the same road. They go through different roads like that, and that is to distribute the load on the internet so that we don't occupy one road. Not all the files occupy one road until it block that road totally and make it so much crowded. So we divide the information into different routes. Okay, so we don't call that roads, we call it routes. That is one thing. Second thing is that these small pieces of data is actually, we call it packets, and they have a fixed size. Okay, and of course there is a format for that. So you will find that okay, when you purchase something from Lazada or even Shopee, so typically your parcel is packaged inside fixed package. So typically they have maybe a plastic bag that cover all your package. Sometimes if it is things that can be broken, they put it in a carton box. Am I right?
Yes.
So your things are enclosed inside, and there is a covering. So there is a label on top, there is a plastic bag that protects the things. So here is your data typically, and there is information, fixed information that is being put here and at the front of the data and behind the data. So this is a marking that is fixed for all the packets. Only your data here are different from other people data. Okay. What we want to talk about here that so it's the same when we are sending a parcel, we need sender and destination details. So also packets have sender and destination details. We will know how is that handled on the internet, but at the moment what I want to tell you that so when we send a big file, when we said that it's broken into small pieces, so this is the sender, for example, and this is the destination. So we broke the big file into small pieces, and these pieces arrive not arranged. So they arrive at the destination not arranged, and then the destination computer is the one that actually assembles the file back. So imagine when we are talking at the moment, there is a voice that is being sent, and there is even video information that is being sent from you, from me to you. Okay, so you are here, and then I'm sending this voice information. So at the end, if the internet is perfect between me and you, so everything will get arranged. So my file, my voice file, and my video file and the pictures that I'm sharing with you will arrive to you in a proper format, and you will hear me correctly. But if the connection get disturbed, so it means that certain pieces of the file that make the voice arrive late. So when it arrive late, then you start to hear me not in a perfect manner. So you will start to hear part of my voice, but not all my voice. Again, why? Because not every route has the same speed. So information will arrive not arranged. Only the computer here will do this arrangement. But sometimes, okay, no, let me not go into these details. Let us move on. Okay, so what I said just now, that information arrive not arranged, so it's like a puzzle. So the one who need to arrange the puzzle is actually the destination computer. So it's your computer at the moment, because you are the receiving for my voice. So again, if there is a missing part like that, okay, so it means that maybe this packet not arrived, maybe it is lost in the middle. Okay, so that you will notice it sometimes if it is in a voice or even it's an image. So the image either takes so long time to load, or the video is really not smooth, not moving smoothly, or yeah, so it's something like that. So typically your computer is the one responsible to request the new packet again from my computer. So this is done automatically, because again we are both working with the TCP/IP rules. So this is a rules that is set that work automatically. You don't have to really worry that connection is not really perfect, or if there is the lost packets in the middle. The one that handle all of that is your computer, which is following the TCP/IP rules. Okay. Okay,
Okay,
that's
understood.
perfect. Okay, every computer or every piece of electronics that connect to the internet have to use TCP, as we said, TCP/IP, and the IP here refers to addresses. So same like your house, our houses, all of them, they have numbers. Am I right? So
Yes.
every device that connect to the internet also must have a number, and this number must be unique. So can you imagine that everybody connect to the internet must have an address, and you get this address once you connect to the internet. If you off your computer, this address is I mean, is given to somebody else. Okay,
Okay.
so who give you that address is the internet provider. So yeah, either Streamix or whatever companies that you are dealing with, they give you once you pay the subscription, so they know that you already paid, so they give your router this kind of IP address, and from there you are able to connect to the internet. So typically this is 4 sets of data like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and typically these first 2 pieces can actually tell your country and can tell your even place, your state, or even your taman, something like that. Okay, so that is mostly these last 2 pieces of data will be telling about maybe your area. So maybe your computers connected to the internet in your area will take these kind of numbers. So it means that every time you connect to the internet, a lot of people can know that, definitely not normal people, but organizations. Okay, so they know what sites you visit and what you do actually on the internet. And some people, their purpose or their organization, their the main purpose is to actually monitor what the people is doing. Some for peaceful reasons, some for not non-peaceful reasons. So since this is recorded, so let's not talk about too much details here. But if you want to research, you are able to research that, and there is a lot of details to be known. But anyhow, the IP is marking your presence on the internet. Okay. Okay. So okay. We are dealing with, let me put that up, hopefully that clears the area for me. So there is a model that always happen or occur, especially when we are doing programming. So this is called client server model. So typically you are a client. Your computer and our computers are mostly a client, and the one who is serving us or serving our request is a servers, and servers is like big computers. Did you hear about the client server model before?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you know details. I'm able to skip that.
But I have a question. Server, it's what are they? What is this? Like a server?
So a server is a big big computers.
Big computers.
Yes, and it work on the back end. So typically, this is a computer with high RAM, with typically come with special hardware that is different from our own computers. Typically, it's not necessarily having screens like ours. So you will find them equipped with redundant hardware that makes them work 24/7 without interruption. So typically their hard disk, if you know about what the mean hard disk? No.
I've heard about this, but what is this? I don't know.
Okay, so then I will take care of that on the next classes. But in your computers there is 2 kind of memory, one called RAM and one called hard disk. So the RAM, it is very fast, and it somehow, when you have a big RAM, a big amount of memory, this is a temporary memory, you are able to open application very fast. Your computer does not behave slowly to your request. So it means that you have a big RAM in your computer. And sometimes most of the computer start having RAM at 8 gigabyte or something like that. And then if you have 16 gigabyte, then that will be more comfortable. So it means that you're able to open application without facing any slowdown. But the problem with the RAM or the temporary memory in your computer, that once you disconnect the power, all the information stored in it disappear. Okay, so it does not retain information if the electricity is disconnected from the computer. So we need the permanent storage in our computers, and that is called the hard disk. So the hard disk is slow compared to the RAM, compared to the temporary memory, but it can retain information if we disconnect the power. Okay, so okay, so I will show you images for both of them, but not in these slides because I didn't anticipate that we need to go into these details. I can look into other people's slides, but I don't want to disturb what we are saying at the moment. So I will even able to show you how servers looks like. So servers, typically every website that you enter is handled by server.
Okay.
Yes. So when you deal with banks, so when you open your application for maybe Maybank or other banks, so you are a client and you are connecting to the server of the bank. So the bank have a large computer, not only one, maybe a group of computers that's able to handle requests and send responses for clients. So as I told you, if you are entering your internet, for example, you are entering a website, so you are a client and the server is the one that is maybe handling request for maybe YouTube. So YouTube, typically all the information, all the videos is stored on servers, not only one server, it's a lot of servers, and then they serve your request. So what is meaning a request? So a request is that when you click on a video, this is considered a request. When you want to download a video, this is a request. When you click any button, this is a request. So when you typically click on something, something happens, right? So when you click on a video, it opens. So it means, I mean, when you request, you see a response. So the response comes actually from the server. If the server is down, you click on something, nothing opens. So getting something happening based on your request or your clicks, it means that this is a response that already come from the server. If your connection is slow, you will see through slow responses from servers. Okay.
Okay, understood. Yeah.
Okay. So like I gave you an example before just now that you are a client and when you open the software of the bank, then you connect to the secure servers of the bank who have your account details. This is again located on servers. And if you are dealing also with emails, so when you open, if you have an email, if you have a Gmail, for example, or even any other kind of email that you maybe use Microsoft Outlook to connect to them. Did you deal with Microsoft Outlook?
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
You mean this MacBook? Or what is this?
Micro
Outlook. What is this? I don't know.
Microsoft. Have you deal with that before? Did you hear Microsoft before?
Yes, yeah, Microsoft. Yeah.
Microsoft is a company, right?
It's a system. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, sorry, I need to halt here. Am I moving so fast? I need to slow down.
No, it's okay.
Okay. I should typically, because I know that this is basics, so maybe I don't really stop so frequent to ask you if you really understand. But please interrupt me. It is, I mean, it is my job to make sure that every details here, you know, because I'm not diving into too much details, but this is things that we might need to refer to later when we are dealing with our programming. Okay. So, okay, Microsoft is the one producing Windows, right?
Windows,
so,
yes.
Yes. Okay. And they also produce other software. For example,
I see.
Did you deal with Microsoft Word before? Did you write any documents? Okay.
Yes.
So this
Excel,
is
Word.
excellent. So this is, we call it Microsoft Office package. So the Office package contains the Word and the Excel and maybe PowerPoint. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. The third one, or part of the package that come with Microsoft, is Outlook. So Outlook is a client that we use it to connect to emails. But so typically, if you're working for a company, most of the time they are able to configure Microsoft Outlook for you to receive their emails. So so at the moment, if you're using Gmail or Hotmail or any kind of email that comes from the web, so you enter the website and then you're able to put your details, and then you look into your email. You are able to send and receive emails. But Outlook is just a software. It's not how to say, an address that you key in your browser. So did you have an email in gmail.com?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. So with Outlook, actually, you are even able to configure this software that's called Outlook to receive your emails from Gmail. So some people doesn't have only one email. They might have a company email, personal email, and maybe
Yeah.
even for the company, they have a few emails to deal with, few email addresses. So they need a software like Outlook. So because it's only one place, they are able to handle all their emails. Okay, but
Oh, I
again,
see.
this is again, I mean, if you want more information, I'm able to give to you through Outlook, but I think what I give you is enough at the moment. So I will try to again. I mean, I'm here to help you, but I just don't want to divert too much because
Yeah.
we need to focus on the purpose. That is for you, not for me. I mean, you are the one who choose. If you see that I do need to go into this direction, I need to explain every detail. It's also your choice, not mine.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
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 Sure. Sure.
So
Understand.
again, like I told you, when you open Gmail on your computer, there is,
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, on your phone, you find that there is also an application called Gmail. So you don't have, so on the phone, it's a separate application. On the computer, we don't have application. You just need to open your browser and go to gmail.com. So this Gmail inside your phone is actually a client. And even when you open Gmail using the browser, you are acting as a client. And the server is the one that is storing all your details. So do you think that you are storing all the account or email information on your browser? No, you are
No.
transferring it from the server, or it is sent to you back from the server. Okay, did I make myself clear?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Understood.
so this is I mean, okay, this is, sometimes they call it server farm. So what is appearing in the picture is a lot of servers. It's not only one server. And
Yeah.
so this is powerful computers, like I said. We are able to swap and change part of the hardware without even disconnecting the power from the computer. Typically, our computers, if it is gone faulty, we really have to disconnect the power and then start opening it. And it's sometimes a very, very tedious job to be able to open a personal computer, dismantle it, and so on. But servers are
Wow.
designed in a way that this is so these black things here, they call it racks. So this rack um, is actually carrying a lot of computers, and they allow you to pull out the computer like that on a slides, and you are able to open it without even disconnecting power from it. It's designed like that. It is designed to be always on, to be always alive, because it's serving a lot of people. So even sometimes changing hardware, like I told you, is done when the power is still on, and it's serving
Yeah.
other people. Okay, so it is designed also that if one part go faulty, other part can work automatically as a replacement, so it doesn't stop working at all. And when we are doing programming for web or designing websites, we will be also putting our code on a server.
Yeah.
So we will see how we deal with that later. So okay,
And
yeah, I
okay.
know you ask.
I mean, it should be paid also, right?
Most of the time it is
Certain.
paid. Yes, most
Oh,
of the
yeah.
time is paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like
I don't think it is. There is very cheap options and there are very expensive options. So it depends on your initial needs at the start. So
yeah.
you can start with the very cheap options that cost maybe only $2 or $3 a month,
Okay.
until you need more traffic or more options, and I will explain that options later. Then
Okay.
yes, you would definitely need to pay slightly more, but you can start with the very cheap options. Okay.
I see. I see. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
And typically the server have a location. So you will find that sometimes you have choices. You need your servers in Asia, like areas very popular for that is like Singapore, Hong Kong, and Japan. Sometimes India, although we don't recommend that. The support there is not so strong or not so professional. No, they are strong but not professional. And then I would say that also again, most of the servers you will find them located in US. Sometimes we have areas like Germany and UK also popular for servers, web servers. So the one that is really carrying, we are able to store our website or upload our website there. So our code, when we develop our code and it's ready, we can upload it there. Okay. Any
Okay.
questions so far?
No, not other
Okay.
questions.
Okay, so let me talk about our browser. You are opening a browser typically to serve the internet. So there is a lot of details that is going between your browser and the web server. So when you want to go to a certain website, it means that you're requesting data, and then the web server is actually returning the data that you requested. But you only notice a click. But again, we as a programmers, we need to understand what is going in details, because um, so when the web browser want to enter a website, so he requests information from the web server, and the web server reply with detail like HTML document, JavaScript, CSS file, and even images. Most of the time when we are having images on the website. So again, this is done without the normal user noticing what is happening in the background. So let us have a look at just the basics that we need to go through. So again, there is many protocols that we might need to understand, but little bit by little bit. So if you are requesting certain web page or HTML file, so you are going through the internet, and then the internet requests your web page from a server that is having storing this information. So if he find it, if he is able to locate that for you, or locate the exact page that you're requesting, so he will send back the page to you. But if he doesn't find it, then he will send you an error. So the error is most popular errors is 404. So this is one of the codes that is being sent back. We as a programmers, we sometimes when we are developing certain kind of software, sometimes we need to really intercept and understand and monitor this communication in details, not using the browser. The browser sometimes does not allow us as a programmers to see all the details that is going. So sometimes we need to install different software to really understand if where is the problem, or troubleshoot issues in the communication. Okay, but at the start, I think there will be no need for that. Okay, so as I said to you, the server can be one computer, one big strong computer, or a group of computers like in the image I shared with you before. Okay. Okay, so we know that we have different browser, right? So okay, different browser operate in a different way. That's why it is very important that we have a standard. So what browser at the moment you use?
Safari.
Safari, okay. So there is also Chrome, there is also Edge, okay? And Chrome and Edge, it is mostly I use Chrome and Edge, and they have a lot of nice tools for developers. So it means that I'm able to open certain things, that I'm able to see something about the traffic, what is the issue, what is the errors that is appearing on my page, and so on, especially when developing. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, but the thing is, since all of them are different, we need a fixed standard. We need we need also something called URL. Do you know what the meaning of URL?
I've heard about it.
Oh,
It's a address. I mean, the where you put the what's called the link.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's perfect. So
Mm-hmm.
again, you do need to be shy of anything. I mean, even if you don't know, it's totally fine. So it
Mm-hmm.
just it just tell me that okay, what information I need to provide. So don't worry about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Sure.
Okay, so the browser have two things. It locate and requests web pages from servers
Mm-hmm.
using these URLs. We will also look at details what is the content of that URL. So you know
Mm-hmm.
it is links, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But we will
Mm-hmm.
have to study the format of the URL because this is also part of our job to organize files on
Yeah.
web pages as a developer's law. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So again, you need you need to ask.
Uh,
Are you
Hello.
asking? Are you asking?
I'm asking. No, no, I don't. No. So just sometimes I cannot hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you miss anything that you so far that you need me to repeat?
Mm, no, no.
Okay.
URL
So,
is a okay. It's the
oh,
link, the name of like I don't know the website, right? You put in there, kind of.
sorry again. So, can you please repeat again? I didn't get you.
The URL, it's like a unique address, right? Of the website. I
Exactly.
mean,
Yes. Exactly.
uh-huh.
Yes. But there
Mm-hmm.
is a content. There is
Mm-hmm.
parts of this URL.
Parts.
Yes.
Okay.
So we need
Mm-hmm.
to study the part as a programmers, not as a normal user. So
Okay.
again, we know that the browser, we request a website, we put a URL, and he go to bring the details or the content of the
From
website to
server.
us. But
Okay.
again, in the background, he actually retrieve HTML code, CSS, and JavaScript, but he doesn't show the code. He compiled that and he show us the result of what the code uh, um, um, it described or arranged to show. So HTML, and again, it is a code, right, that we need to write. But at the
Mm-hmm.
end, we never, as an end user, see HTML. We see a web page, right? We see a
Mm-hmm.
well-formatted web page with nice titles, a nice graphic, nice images.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes. Mm.
So, okay, the normal user does not see the HTML or any code. So
Yeah.
again, here is a URL, how it looks like. So the URL is divided into few parts. We call that part is a domain name. We
Mm-hmm.
call that HTTP is actually the protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is a folder and this is the file. So sometimes when you have a big website and there
Mm-hmm.
is many files in that website, you need to start arranging your files in different folders. Typically, in a website, you have different pages, and that pages can be maybe a blog. So a blog
Mm-hmm.
might be having maybe a lot of articles inside.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you need to say here, for example, blog, or
Mm-hmm.
this is maybe an educational website for a university. So typically universities use .edu like that, what you are seeing here. Do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
typically most of
Mm-hmm.
most of the time you see .com websites, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the most common one. Sometimes .gov, we will also look at that. For this is for government
Mm-hmm.
websites.
Mm-hmm.
EDU mostly is used by universities, sometimes schools use that also.
Mm-hmm.
This is a typical domain name that somebody buy and then reserve for himself. We are able also to talk
Hello?
if you want to buy a domain, what is the cheapest option that you might have.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is a folder. So this is a folder on the server that you reserve and pay for to arrange your files inside. So
Uh-huh.
this one is your choice. The name is your choice. So fall 20 is actually is a year 2020.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Typically, um, they start studying at the fall, which is mean that at this time, current time of year, which is September, October. So that's why they call that part of the URL fall. So they want to recognize it um, from other content on the website. So they arrange files on the server in folders. Do you know what the meaning of folder
Yep. Yeah.
or directory? You know, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And
Mm-hmm.
again, don't be shy to ask. It is totally fine if you don't have anything, or
Yeah.
it's totally fine. Okay.
Okay. Okay. No,
Okay.
because when we were like doing the how it's called kind of website, I remember we did also the folders. Inside the folders, there's a file.
Excellent.
So,
That's good. Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me tell you here, there is something called domain name that we need to care of. So everything, like I told you before, works on the internet using something called IP addresses. The one that I told you that your computer have, and then they are able to detect your location, your country, even your street and Taman, also using this IP address. The thing
Mm-hmm.
is, so do you see this google.com? So this is the domain. Oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
the link or the URL that we talk about it just now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, but this is readable to us. They make
Mm-hmm.
it because it's only readable to us.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this google.com have no meaning in the real backend. So it
Mm-hmm.
means that you cannot reach a website by just mentioning the name like that. So, but they
Mm-hmm.
hide the details from the user.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, every server must have also an IP address like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
so your web browser go to ask. So when you write google.com,
Yeah.
your browser know very well that we are not able to reach Google unless we know the IP address of Google. So your web browser do this job for you without you knowing. So he search for the DNS server, and this is typically is given to you without also you knowing. The person who come to set the internet on your computers on your router set a fixed DNS. So this DNS server is the one who knowing all the URLs on the internet. Okay, so they know they have a tables inside with million of addresses. So this table have two information.
Mm-hmm.
So here is stored the domain
Mm-hmm.
and the IP address for that domain. So this is Google,
Mm-hmm.
and this is maybe the address of Google. So your browser asks the DNS, what is the IP address of Google? So he will check his tables and see if he can find something called google.com, then he will return to your browser internally without you knowing the IP address of
Mm-hmm.
Google. Then the browser again will send the request to open Google uh, using
With
this
IP.
IP address.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so this is
Okay.
again done behind the scene.
Mm-hmm.
As we said, government websites use the domain that it's called .gov,
Mm-hmm.
.gov, and we also have .edu, which is for educational institutions.
Mm-hmm.
Organizations typically use .org, military use .mil,
Mm-hmm.
.com, which is the most common one. This is for
Yes.
commercial businesses. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, .NET is for a network organization, but .NET is also available to many people, so you don't need to really be a network organization to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, so when we go to websites or when we go to domains like .ca or .th, this is
Mm-hmm.
certain countries actually request that your business is located in the country that you
Mm-hmm.
use. Yeah. So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to use .ca, .th, .my, sometimes they request that you prove
Yeah.
that you are operating a business in that country. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So of course there is new domains or top level domains that is also available. Like .online now become popular. Okay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
So this is start to be cheap as a start, but don't be fooled at buying some of those, because sometimes you get the renewal fee quite double the .com. So the cheapest, I would say, go for the .com one. If you really stuck, then maybe .net. Okay. 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 The most important thing here, just now when we see part of the URL that we was discussing here, we said that we use a protocol that is called HTTP. So the format, so again, like we said, you are a client, you are here, you are opening your browser, and you are sending a request to the web server. And this request is actually also have a standard or have a certain protocol. The one who knows the details of the protocol is your browser. We don't really need to know too much details. There is a lot of behind details, but we just need to recognize two things. There is that our requests go to the server in using HTTP protocol, and we are able to see that if we click on, or even try to copy the URL in our browser. We see that it's always using HTTP, but this is at the start. Then they try to improve that because of people are stealing information from the internet or from us. So it is very common that although this is your browser, this is you here, and this is the web server that is maybe in US or even Europe. So you're able to actually, or common to find a hacker in the middle. So this hacker tried to intercept your request and intercept your data. So, but normally if you are just surfing the YouTube, he got no usage of intercepting your request. But if you are dealing with your bank, so then he's interested to know what is the data that's being sent. So we do not want to communicate with our bank using typical HTTP request. So we would like to always use the secure version of HTTP, which is a way to actually encrypt the flow of the information between you and the web server. So typically, if the information is sent using HTTP, so anybody in the middle can read the content of the information. It's just plain text. Okay. But if you use HTTPS, it means that it is secured and how to say, encrypted in a way that is very hard for them to open.
Read.
Okay. And then this HTTP, it is short for hyper text transfer protocol. So HTTP. Okay. So that is good. That is the takeaway. We need to get to other terms. Okay. Okay. I already show you one website that we are able to use for actually testing our web code, either HTML or even JavaScript. But again, if you are, and this is only for temporary testing. It means that if you want to store files on your computer, we need you I recommend you to actually install that very light piece of software, which is called Notepad++. You typically have a Notepad that comes with every Windows computer. But this is an advanced version of that Notepad. It is very simple, but it helps us with the coloring and the formatting, and even when dealing with different files. Okay. So so again, I'm able to send you the link later to how to download this Notepad. Are you able to? Is it easy for you to actually install software on your computer?
Yeah. I do actually myself. Yeah.
Okay, that's
if anything, maybe I just ask. Yeah, your help.
No problem.
Yeah?
Okay,
I
that's
try
good.
myself first. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So for Mac, I have to download this BB. What BB is it?
Baby edit, yeah, baby edit, yeah. But
Okay.
I apologize. I don't really have. I only used Mac maybe quite long ago, maybe 15 years ago or something like that. So
Okay,
I
okay.
don't really keep track of that. So
Mm-hmm.
you are using Mac at the moment.
Yes, yeah. I'm
Okay,
using my husband's laptop.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So okay, I would say that um, if you if you face a problem, just let me know, and I will try my
But which
best
is
to help.
better? Which is better, Mac or just a normal Microsoft?
Um, to be frank,
Uh-huh.
I find it common to use Microsoft because again, um, if you build a file on Mac, then
Uh-huh.
sometimes these files it's very hard to open or because they use different programs. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to live all the time within Mac Word, then it's okay. But
Uh-huh.
if you want to give your files to people who are using it on a PC or so
Mm-hmm.
that would be hard. So if when I dealt with organizations, it means that I work inside organizations before I
Mm-hmm.
become a teacher, or even while I was teacher. So most of the time, you find that organization is working using Windows, and
Mm-hmm.
the computer there is using Windows most of the time. So
Mm-hmm.
it is very little time that you are able to see people working on Mac. So most of the
I
time,
see.
if they're working on Mac, then this is their personal computer, not their company.
Yeah. Okay.
Certain places in Malaysia, like at schools, sometimes they give their teachers Mac, but again, this that is not for all of them. This only maybe one or two Mac
Mm-hmm.
notebooks, and then the other is still Windows. So again,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to send files between both of them, then you might face slight um, difficulties. Okay,
Uh-huh.
this is the
Okay.
only
Okay.
thing that I dislike or I face difficulty with. And
Mm-hmm.
again, like we most of us are used to dealing with Microsoft Office, like Microsoft Word, Excel, and so on. So
Mm-hmm.
also, if you create an Excel sheet on a PC and then you want to send it on Mac, that is slightly troublesome
Mm.
at the moment.
Yes. Yes.
It's very hard to open files like that. That's the only
Mm-hmm.
issue. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
again, let me see. Yeah, we still got a few minutes. If you don't mind that we say here. So I
So
think
all
you.
this, sorry to interrupt. So these
Mhm.
all slides I can find in that how it's called. You give me the link.
The link, yes,
Yeah,
definitely. After
where I
the
can check.
class,
Uh-huh.
yes, definitely. I'm able to give to you the recording and all the slides that we use. Every slide that
Sure.
we use, you're able to reach using
Mm-hmm.
that link. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So, do you still remember what this file means and what? Sorry, not the file, the line of code means in HTML.
Mm-hmm. The first one, don't
Yes.
type HTML. So this is the name of the document? No?
No, it's not the name. That is so this doc type
The
mark
type
that this file is HTML contains
HTML.
HTML5.
Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay,
And the
and
language is English
yes,
of this
definitely.
HTML. Uh-huh.
And this marks the start of HTML code, and this is
Mm-hmm.
marks the start of the sorry, the end of the
And
HTML code.
uh-huh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And again, header. I think this is clear to you. Header
Mm-hmm.
titles. Is it clear?
Yes. Clear, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. But
But
again,
meta,
yes. So
this one, no.
we're using a basic character set. Did you hear about character set before?
Nope. No.
Okay. So I will make sure that next time we talk more about character set. At the moment,
Mm-hmm.
you just need
Mm-hmm.
to know that this browser use a very basic character set. So sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you need to support languages that is not other than English. So
Yeah.
so that might need some other character set. But at the moment, since we are going to write all English, so we use a basic character set. you have to understand that typically computers does not understand internally anything about characters. So A, B, C, D, and so on, this is understand to human, but computers does only understand either on or off, or it understands totally different language from inside. So so when you write a Microsoft document or even an HTML file like that, it is never stored like characters inside the computer. Inside the memory of the computer, they are represented by numbers. So the character set, it is just like telling that A correspond to maybe 60 or 64, I believe, in the character set, and B correspond to 65. And then if you, this is for capital letters, for small letters also, there is maybe 97 equivalent. So again, like I told you, we cannot store A, we cannot store B, we cannot store A small. And all these characters is not understood by the computer. Computer is a dumb machine. It's an electronic device. It only understands its own language. And the very close thing to that language is to use numbers to store information like that. And then, but again, they cannot show us, give me a second, please. So they cannot show us numbers instead of characters. We only, as a human, are able to read characters and understand its content. If they show us instead of this B, maybe 98, so we will understand nothing. So this kind of conversion process, it happens in the background. So when you open an HTML file that is stored on your hard disk, it is converted from just a piece of numbers or a collection of numbers to characters, so that you understand it as a human. Okay?
Okay, understand.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Let me know, do we need to continue or should we stop at the moment? So we reached almost the end of our class. If you have no question, then we stop.
So far, I don't have question.
Okay. Again, did you benefit anything so far from what we said?
Yes, a lot.
Okay. So should I move on the same way I'm moving on now, or do you recommend any changes in the way that I'm teaching you?
For now, yes, I think we should continue this way.
Okay.
Because I want to cover everything.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I will try my best again to put our focus on HTML and sorry, not HTML only, but JavaScript. So I will touch HTML when we need, but my focus, like you told me, we need to focus on JavaScript, because this is what you cannot recall, right?
More focusing on JavaScript. But also I don't mind to cover HTML and CSS as well.
Okay, that is totally fine. We will still go into that. We will talk also about that you need to validate. Most of the time after you finish developing your HTML code, you need to go to website to validate. Have you done that before? Did you go to website to validate your code? Okay, that's perfect. Yes. Okay, that's good. So we will continue next class Wednesday. Am I right?
Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Okay, that's perfect. So, but I just want to excuse you for one thing, that maybe on the coming weeks, I might be a little bit late, like maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes late.
That's fine, totally fine.
After 11. So that is beyond my control, really. So I apologize for that. Okay?
It's okay, it's okay.
Okay, then see you next class. Okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. The payment,
I will send you the. I will.
You send me WhatsApp me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Take care. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.